Oh, you're welcome back. And of course, the big conversation, what everybody is talking about, even though I wish they weren't, is what happened at the VGMA. Shocking, shocking scenes there. The Accra police are interrogating dancehall artists Stonebwoy and Shatta Wale following a clash between supporters of the two at the just-ended Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Now, police say that they've also arrested one person for allegedly pepper-spraying crowds at the program. The clash has been the highlight, or the low light, if you will, of the ceremony, which was meant to award music excellence. Now,
a music festival it was expected to be, one to celebrate a 20-year journey of the evolution of the Ghana Music Awards. The night began with subtle mockery of a new dome setting some described as a church. Nonetheless, it was all going well, with several awards giving out, as at midnight, from Lifetime Achievement Awards handed to veteran gospel musicians Dr. Mary Gansa, Professor Kofi Abraham, and High Life great Oboba J.A. Adolfo. Then the fiercely and keenly contested category awards. Shatta Wale's My Level was adjudged High Life Song of the Year.
Hey, Shatta Wale, My Level. Maybe today I don't get nothing, but tomorrow I go get something, and I go buy a motor for mama.
And then the big one, which triggered some spontaneous agitations in the dome. Reggae Dancehall Artist of the Year Award. A tense moment of uncovering the sealed envelope, with camera lenses amplifying the emotions on the faces of the two nominees, Stonebwoy and Shatta Wale. Finally, the announcement. Stonebwoy prepares to hit the stage, gesticulating with his fingers. He had won the award 5 times. Before the Kpokeke hitmaker could collect his award, violence erupted. Shatta Wale and people he describes as his militants also made their way up onto the stage amid some pushing and shoving. At least some of the members from both camps were captured, exchanging blows. Amidst the confrontation on the stage, television visuals showed Stonebwoy brandishing a gun from a pouch despite being restrained by his aides. From several accounts, pepper spray and other gases went up, causing some patrons to flee in a near stampede. Here, some eyewitnesses.
But I think the fans misinterpreted everything. Shatta Wale went to stage for a brotherly love thing. You get it. You see, Shatta Wale likes to come into the story every single time. So he wanted to go to stage to create a scene that, okay, now they gave the award to Stonebwoy, and then me, Shatta Wale, I'm going to the stage to congratulate him. And that brought the riot.
The main motive of Shatta going on stage was actually to go and congratulate him, but I think it was miscommunication.
I stood up. So me, for instance, I blame the security. Because he stood up, fight. I knew that he was going to fight.
No. He never went to stage. No. He never goes to the good fight. So,
for nearly an hour, the VGMA was held up, with security officials attempting to calm tensions.
Now, we'll have no choice but to have the police make you take your seats. I don't have a choice, I'm sorry. We've embarrassed ourselves enough.
The live show was off, and at this point, Stonebwoy had received another award and had an explanation of a previous incident. People of Ghana, you all saw what just happened. The other guy always looking to foment trouble. Did this explanation do him any good? Well, he doesn't seem to think so himself.
I mean, I'm really sorry for the incident that happened earlier on. And I only had to react out of natural instincts, because we all know how premeditative some people can be. We've seen on social media the threats and everything, so we couldn't come in unprepared, because anything that happened like you guys saw. I come in peace and I'll go in peace, and I apologize to the whole masses of Ghana.
Maybe Samini's freestyle calmed the few traumatized patrons left in the auditorium for the show to restart. But it will go on to an anticlimax. Some advertised performers would not mount the stage. Gospel Artist of the Year Dinah Hamilton, Stonebwoy himself, Shatta Wale and others. And the crowning of the Artist of the Year as well as Popular Song of the Year winner will be deferred until the press conference someday.
Those two awards we'll talk about later in a press conference. Considering what has happened here tonight, very shameful, very embarrassing, we have decided that of the 3 awards, we'll drop 2 tonight. I will present the ultimate.
At this time, social media was blazing, especially for traumatized patrons like Lydia Forson. But rapper Sarkodie would go on to win the Artist of the Decade gong.
For your brother be your brother. Forgetting I'm still the guy. I'm not the human, I'm the guy.
Some say an event to remember for all the wrong reasons, and others say one to forget if you are looking for a beautiful exhibition and celebration of great music. Police say one person has been arrested and further investigations are ongoing.
Yeah, that happened. Now, the announcement for the Ultimate Artist of the Year was subsequently done, and it was given to Sarkodie, as you saw. Now, statements have been flying from every corner since this happened. Let's read a few of them. The first one is this one from the VGMA organizers, Charterhouse. And it says, Charterhouse condemns unruly behavior at the 2019 Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Let's read this real quick. The management of Charterhouse Productions wishes to apologize unreservedly on its behalf and on behalf of the board of the 2019 Vodafone Ghana Music Awards to the patrons and millions of viewers on television and social media in Ghana and all over the world for the security breach that marred the event in the wee hours of Sunday, 19th of May 2019 at the premises of the Accra International Conference Center, AICC. We also would like to apologize to our main sponsor, Vodafone, as well as other sponsors and partners, Media General, YFM and MultiChoice, and other international representatives from BET International, Afrozones, and MTV Base. Our apologies also go to the Honorable Barbara Otin-Jesi, Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Shirley Ayoko-Butchie, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable George Anda, Deputy Minister for Communication, and other very important government officials present at the event. We apologize to our international visitors, including CEO of Mobile Awards UK, Kanya King, CBE, representatives from Sony Music, Mr. Ben Oldfield from The Orchard, Phil Phillips, Alison Hines, and others, other representatives of the Barbados Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy who were present to experience the 20th anniversary edition of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Being a special edition of the annual ceremony, months of planning had gone into giving the world a breathtaking event. Sadly, however, we were unable to give the full experience we had hoped to give as a result of the breach. As a law-abiding corporate citizen, Charterhouse has reported the incident to the police and have been cooperating with the police to investigate and to ensure that the true facts of what happened will be known and addressed. Measures will also be taken in consultation and partnership with security agencies to ensure enhanced security subsequently. We wish to note that the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards has terms and conditions that guide its conduct, and artists who enter their works for nominations are bound by the terms and conditions. These terms and conditions, which come with punitive measures when flouted, have been designed to protect the scheme and ensure that it is neither impugned nor dragged into any sort of disrepute. Charterhouse and the board have taken serious exception to the incident that happened at the 20th Vodafone Ghana Music Awards and thus would ensure that the needed sanctions are applied. In the coming weeks, a press conference will be held to address the incidents at the event, including measures agreed to in consultation with the board and other affiliates of the scheme. We would like to reassure our patrons, partners, and the entire music industry of our continuous support and investment in creating platforms for the industry to shine. Our Music Lives, and it's signed for Charter House by George Quay, Head of Communications. Right, now let's have a look at another statement which was issued. I believe this was from Vodafone, if I'm correct. There we go. Enimwa is here with us. I wonder if you want to go through this one real quick.
Sure. So this one says, incident at VGMA 2019, Vodafone remains committed to the music industry. We refer to the unfortunate incident that occurred during this year's edition of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards on May 19, 2019. We wish to state as follows. The scuffle on stage during the VGMA is regrettable. However, we acknowledge that a large number of players in the industry do not subscribe to such conduct. Vodafone, as a responsible organization, is against all acts of violence and such conduct, no matter the circumstances. We will support any review process of the incident to ensure that our commitment to recognize and celebrate achievement and success in the music industry is not compromised. For now, our passion for music and for the industry remains solid. We look forward to an exciting future for the industry. The future is exciting, ready, and that's the C2 General. That's the statement for Vodafone.
Right, okay. Now, in addition to this, ACP, Wisufori, has been speaking on arrests made in connection with a brawl at VGMAs.
A music festival it was expected to be, one to celebrate a 20-year journey of the evolution of the Ghana Music Awards. The night began with subtle mockery of a new dome setting some described as a church. Nonetheless, it was all going well, with several awards giving out, as at midnight, from Lifetime Achievement Awards handed to veteran gospel musicians Dr. Mary Gansa, Professor Kofi Abraham, and High Life greats Oboba J.A. Adolfo. Then the fiercely and keenly contested category awards. Shatta Wale's My Level was adjudged High Life Song of the Year.
Hey, Shatta Wale. My level. Maybe today I don't get nothing, but tomorrow I go get something, and I go buy a motor for mama.
And then the big one, which triggered some spontaneous agitations in the dome. Reggae Dancehall Artist of the Year Award. A tense moment of uncovering the sealed envelope, with camera lenses amplifying the emotions on the faces of the two nominees, Stonebwoy and Shatta Wale. Finally, the announcement. Stonebwoy prepares to hit the stage, gesticulating with his fingers. He had won the award 5 times. Before the Kpokeke hitmaker could collect his award, violence erupted. Shatta Wale and people he describes as his militants also made their way up onto the stage amidst some pushing and shoving. At least some of the members from both camps were captured, exchanging blows. Amidst the confrontation on the stage, television visuals showed Stonebwoy brandishing a gun from a pouch despite being restrained by his aides. From several accounts, pepper spray and other gases went up, causing some patrons to flee and a near stampede. Here, some eyewitnesses.
But I think the fans misinterpreted everything. Shatta Wale went to stage for a brotherly love thing. You get it? You see, Shatta Wale likes to come into the story every single time. So he wanted to go to stage to create a scene that, okay, now they gave the award to Stonebwoy, and then me, Shatta Wale, I'm going to the stage to congratulate him. And that brought the riot.
The main motive of Shatta going on stage was actually to go and congratulate him, but I think it was miscommunication.
I stood up. So me, for instance, I blame the security. Because he stood up, fight. I knew that he was going to fight.
He never went to No. He never goes to the go fight.
For nearly an hour, the VGMA was held up, with security officials attempting to calm tensions.
Now, we'll have no choice but to have the police make you take your seats. I don't have a choice, I'm sorry. We've embarrassed ourselves enough.
The live show was off, and at this point, Stonebwoy had received another award and had an explanation of a previous incident. People of Ghana, you all saw what just happened. The other guy always looking to foment trouble. Did this explanation do him any good? Well, he doesn't seem to think so himself.
I mean, I'm really sorry for the incident that happened earlier on. And I only had to react out of natural instincts because we all know how premeditative some people can be. We've seen on social media the threats and everything, so we couldn't come in unprepared because anything that happened like you guys saw. I come in peace and I'll go in peace, and I apologize to the whole masses of Ghana. Maybe
Samini's freestyle calmed the few traumatized patrons left in the auditorium for the show to restart. But it will go on to an anticlimax. Some advertised performers would not mount the stage. Gospel Artist of the Year Dinah Hamilton, Stonebwoy himself, Shatta Wale and others. And the crowning of the Artist of the Year as well as Popular Song of the Year winner will be deferred until the press conference someday.
Those two awards we'll talk about later in a press conference. Considering what has happened here tonight, very shameful, very embarrassing, we have decided that of the 3 awards, we'll drop 2 tonight. I will present the ultimate.
At this time, social media was blazing, especially for traumatized patrons like Lydia Forson. But rapper Sarkodie would go on to win the Artist of the Decade gong.
For your brother be your brother. Forgetting I'm still a god. I'm not a human, I'm a god.
Some say an event to remember for all the wrong reasons, and others say one to forget if you are looking for a beautiful exhibition and celebration of great music. Police say one person has been arrested and further investigations are ongoing.
Right, yeah. Let's very quickly have a look at a statement that Stonebwoy then issued following all of the goings on.
I can do it. Let me try.
Right. Let me give it a go. It's a bit difficult to read. I would like to extend my sincerest apologies and deepest regrets for the part my conduct played at what should have been the biggest celebration of Ghanaian music last night. In seeking to entertain Ghanaians, I have been the victim of incessant vilification and physical attacks in recent times. My own dear wife has in the past suffered a knife attack at a concert, an attack that had been meant for me and which resulted in her being rushed to a hospital. This for me has become quite alarming with regards to my security. Such unfortunate incidents have clearly had an impact on the sense of alertness of my entire team and I. Violence can easily result in trauma, especially violence against those close to us. Stonebwoy is a very respectful and well-mannered musician, highly spoken of amongst his equals and the masses, both locally and internationally, due to the high level of respect I show to all and the high levels of comportment coupled with hard work. Sorry, confusing there, speaking in first and third person in the same sentence. All right. Let's continue his statement. I have been going through difficult times, despite the gains my team and I have made musically in raising high the flag of Ghana, and also at the 20th Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. I, however, accept that no matter the provocation, there must be an attempt to remain calm. I am taking remedial measures to ensure that there will never be a repetition of such actions. These include improving the security measures within my team, These immediate actions are to ensure that such acts do not recur, nor in any way affect my person or my profession. It is my ardent hope that the show will be remembered for the showcase and appreciation of talents and not the few minutes of regretful haywire. I will continue working with Charterhouse and hope this won't in any way affect my relationship with them. To Vodafone Ghana, my sincerest apologies to you for bringing your brand to a low moment like this. As artists, we appreciate what you invest and continue to invest in our talents. We hope you will continue to support Ghanaian music. To all Ghanaians, let us come together in unity and rise above fueling needless rivalries. I urge all fans to keep calm and desist from all forms of violence. The Stonebwoy you know always comes in peace, and I will always advocate for peace. And it's signed Livingston Satekla, CEO, Burniton Music Group. Right, now ACP Kwesi Ofori has been speaking on arrests made in connection with the brawl at the VGMAs.
So far, we've arrested one, the one who used the pepper spray, which went back inside the hall. So he is with us at the moment. You see, the reason why we arrested that, but the pepper spray could demobilize everybody inside the hall. And that one is a very major, it's a very serious thing. You see, because that one could have demobilized dignitaries, the police, everybody. You see, and it's a very serious thing for him to discharge pepper spray inside the hall. In such events, we are professionals. In such events, you need to avoid stampede. You need to avoid using force within. And I believe that what the officer did were in line with contemporary policing.
Right, so that's generally what went down. And I mean, we've been trying to get our heads around this whole situation. We talked earlier about how the two parties are equally to blame. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, this is actually, if we want to talk about what this is really about, it's about another example of our very lax security.
Yes.
That is what it really is. Mm-hmm. We are not safe in this country. This is a big event. It happened at the Accra International Conference Center. This is the, 20th time that it's happened at an event like this. It used to be at the National Theatre, I remember. So it's the 20th time they've done this. And there are metal detectors at the Accra International Conference Center. They are there, permanent fixtures. So how did guns get into that room?
Well, this was done at the Dome, wasn't it?
Oh, is that where
yes.
I was reading Conference Center and all of the statements.
No, as far as I know, it was at the Dome, at the newly.
All right.
That's why they've been talking about the fact that the setup was like a church. So.
Where?
So,
right. So apparently it was at the conference center, but they built their own dome.
Yeah, the dome at the, so not the fantasy dome at Trade Fair, right. The dome at the, at the side of the conference center, there's a, apparently it's big as where Sarkodie would normally have the success concerts and all of that. So it's called the Dome. I don't know if outside of there's that, but then again, there was also the argument that a lot of the artists and their boys don't come through the normal.
So this was a dome built separate to the Accra International Conference Center building.
Okay.
But it was at the Accra International Conference Center.
Yes.
On the premises of the Accra International Conference Center. And that's why there were no sensors.
Right.
Is that it?
I don't know why there weren't any sensors. I can't speak for them. But obviously people got in with guns. But the argument was that the artists and their managers and whoever it is came through, they come through the back. And so they are not, security-wise, they are not, really looked at because they're coming in to perform or they're coming in to do whatever it is that they need to do, or they have a separate entrance. So it's hard to tell how the guns were able, well, we just know one gun at the moment, but it's hard to tell
more
how.
Than one. I think there were two members of Stonebwoy's, well, him and another member of the entourage both wielded guns. Okay,
so it's hard to tell how that got through. But yeah, security is definitely a big issue with these large gatherings, definitely.
Now you see, the thing is this. Okay, well, I'll let the police deal with it. But as you noticed, Stonebwoy drew the gun from a pouch that was being held by someone else. Mm-hmm. That's someone else. is that person licensed to carry a gun? Because he was the one carrying the gun. Is he licensed to carry a gun?
Unless, of course, he was carrying the gun for Stonebwoy.
You can't carry a gun
who was licensed for. Yeah, that's exactly the point I was making.
You need a license to carry a gun.
Yeah.
So, who actually brought the gun to the premises? Was it Stonebwoy? Did he carry it into the room? Or did someone who is not licensed carry the gun in there? These are things that the police should be interested in, because that's a crime. We saw it live on international television.
Yes, indeed.
And so the problem here is security and a distinct lack of it. You will have noticed that when the two groups started to clash, police officers mounted the stage.
Yeah.
One of them drew a gun, pointed it in the air. He was going to fire a warning shot in the air in a room. In a room with a ceiling.
In a room with a ceiling, and I don't know how many exits. Now, before you do something like that, you need to consider that even if you're trying to disperse the crowd or calm the situation down, are there enough exits for the people to come out without a stampede? Which, of course, also brings other issues into play, like if there was a fire, do we have fire exits? I mean, I'm sure, I don't want to go into the whole health and safety regulation of the building.
Because that was going to be a point I made. I'm glad you brought it up, but you have to go into it. Because that is the real danger. Yeah. Somebody asked a question, when somebody draws a gun in a crowded room, who is the... In fact, it was about this, we were discussing this whole thing. This whole Shatta Wale is innocent, Stonebwoy is the one who drew a gun, blah, blah. They were going back and forth. So somebody asked, so if somebody draws a gun in front of a crowd, who is the dangerous person?
Yeah.
And then people were saying, oh, obviously, it's Stonebwoy, he's the one who drew that. And I said, well, actually, the most dangerous person is the crowd.
Endangered person, sorry?
Dangerous.
Dangerous, okay.
Because you see, what is likely to happen is that people will start running for their lives. And then they will stampede.
More people probably die from that.
End up killing people. We've seen it before. May 9th, how did it happen? Police started attacking people, and they started running. That's how it happens. So the biggest danger comes from a stampeding crowd. It's very lucky that what happened last night wasn't really seen by everyone in the room. Not everyone in the room saw the guns. Okay, so all they saw was Shatta and Stonebwoy having a scuffle. So people were filming it and actually shouting, hey, hey, hey. They didn't realize that there were guns involved. Otherwise, many of them would have run for their lives. This could have been a very tragic, very bloody story if it had gone any other way. Personally, I'm just glad I didn't go.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't go. And I am afraid I might be carrying that feeling into subsequent years.
Yes, of course.
If I don't see any evidence that there is no chance this can ever happen again. But we have a history in this country, a history of not learning.
Yeah, we do.
A history of not learning. So I'm not filled with confidence that Charterhouse, Vodafone, musicians of Ghana, that anybody is going to learn anything from this. I have no confidence. There's nothing to make me believe that is the last time we'll see this. But there is everything to make me believe that this is the beginning of a trend. Don't forget, all the way back on the 5th of November, Hits FM has tweeted about this. On the 5th of November 2018, Edem revealed on Daybreak Hits that artists, when they say artist members, what they mean is members of the artist entourage, wield guns when they go for shows. This was in November 2018. And Edem even went further to say, look, don't wait until something happens before you come back and say, Edem warned you. This was in November. Who learned from that?
Nobody.
Who learned from that? Did the organizers of VGMA say, oh my goodness, if every artist entourage is responsible for at least one gun, we'd better make sure none of these guns make it into our venue.
But then
did anybody think of that?
Kojo, what is the culture of this entourage business? Coming up, because I mean, if you watch, and I know that of course we're millions of light years away from the Grammys and stuff like that. But when you have the Grammys or even the Brit Awards or the Tonys, you don't see these artists come up with hordes and hordes of people.
If they do, they are certainly not in the room with them. They're somewhere else.
Yeah, they are somewhere else. And
well, apart from the black artists, they tend to come on stage.
Well, yeah, but even that's 4 or 5. This is 20, 30, I mean.
That's true. Well, it's a movement, they say. It's a nation, they say.
A nation and a movement.
All right, let's quickly listen to what Edem actually said on Daybreak Hits.
say right now, you'll be shocked. Do you know that nowadays when the artists go for shows, do you know that at least every artist, their team member, one person has a gun in this country? Now when we go for shows, somebody is strapped with a gun. Why does it have to be that way?
News.
Why does it have to be that way? I'm telling you stuff that people on radio would not know. But if we go for shows nowadays,
yeah, technical difficulty there. We couldn't bring the whole thing. But yeah, he said this all the way back last year. Nobody learnt anything from that. Not the police, not the organizers of events. Nobody took any heed. And now here we are. A gun has been drawn. And again, I personally see no reason to believe that anybody is going to learn anything from this. Okay? It happens a little too often. But look, let's segment the issues. First of all, we have the big security issue. For me, it's the biggest problem here.
Yeah.
When recently we did that experiment at the mall, so many people criticized. They suggested that we shouldn't have put the information out. We should have gone to inform the authorities. As if the authorities would do something. It's as if we rather want to put our heads in the sand and believe that we are protected even when we are not. Okay. People were upset that the video is going to demonstrate to the public that to terrorists that we are an easy target.
Yeah.
So they were upset with us for exposing it. Well, this video here shows that when you are going to a public event, nobody will search you for guns.
Well, yes, indeed.
That's what this video shows.
It also shows that
the VGMA coverage.
It also shows that if something happens in the building, the chances of you getting out are not very
slim to none.
Yeah, because I'm noticing that Shatta Wale had to walk quite a distance from where he was sitting to where he exited, and so there's that. And for me, that's also one of my biggest concerns, that when something happens, are people able to exit quickly and without the stampede? Because, like you said, the most dangerous element of this is the crowd and the dispersal of the crowd. So there are many, many worrying aspects to that. I hope that the next time we have a big event like this, we think about all these things, especially, you know, the metal detectors, the searching of people, artists, of their entourage, just to make sure. And other thing that is also interesting is sometimes I feel like are the police trained well enough, you know, so that they know how to control crowds? I remember, I mean, with this one, we heard that they did start to do what's the expression? Tear gas. They were releasing tear gas or something like that.
Really? At the VGMA?
I mean, that's what I've picked up on social media. I haven't seen it in any of the official reports yet. But you also remember when the Medina Densa clashes with the gunshots and
what were they using
all
tear
of
gas
that
for?
To
at the VGMA?
I guess to stop those people, to disperse them. And then we also know that one of the...
Disperse them to where? No, wait, let's think about this carefully. If it's true, and I accept the fact that this is something you're picking up on social media, so we don't yet know whether it's true. But I want us to just consider the concept here. Tear gas.
Yeah.
To disperse a crowd or two crowds that are fighting in a big crowded room. So the tear gas that you are releasing, will it only affect the two people?
Of course fighting? Not. Of course not.
So why do you use tear gas not in an open space?
Which is why
a riot or whatever.
Which is why I started by saying that I don't know how well the police are trained to handle crowd control.
By the way, I see that I'm in front of Stonebwoy and you are in front of Shatta Wale.
Which is by no means
a reflection of our allegiance.
No, at all. I have absolutely no allegiance to either artist at all. I mean, I may like their music, but I am deeply, deeply, deeply disappointed in their behavior, both of them, because I think Shatta Wale should have sat down, and I think Stonebwoy should not have brought his gun.
Pepper spray is what I'm hearing was used, not tear gas.
No, there's the pepper spray story, yes. So that's the pepper spray we know is confirmed, yes. And I think the person who sprayed that was taken to custody. But anyway, I mean, I guess a whole lot of stories will come out from this. So as the days go by, we'll definitely get more clearer on what is happening or what happened there. So yeah, VGMA 2019.
Right. Well, let's very quickly get ready for a guest. Kofi Shedda will be joining us, and then of course we will also have our very own entertainment analyst, Miss G. We've got to get deep in on this, these issues right after these.
A music festival it was expected to be, one to celebrate a 20-year journey of the evolution of the Ghana Music Awards. The night began with subtle mockery of a new dome setting some described as a church. Nonetheless, it was all going well with several awards giving out as at midnight, from Lifetime Achievement Awards handed to veteran gospel musicians Dr. Mary Gansa, Professor Kofi Abraham and High Life greats Oboba J.A. Adolfo. Then the fiercely and keenly contested category awards. Shatta Wale's My Level was adjudged High Life Song of the Year.
Hey, Shatta Wale. My level. Maybe today I don't get nothing, but tomorrow I go get something. And I go buy a motor for mama.
And then the big one, which triggered some spontaneous agitations in the dome. Reggae Dancehall Artist of the Year Award. A tense moment of uncovering the sealed envelope with camera lenses amplifying the emotions on the faces of the two nominees, Stonebwoy and Shatta Wale. Finally, the announcement. Stonebwoy prepares to hit the stage, gesticulating with his fingers. He had won the award 5 times. Before the Kpokeke hitmaker could collect his award, violence erupted. Shatta Wale and people he describes as his militants also made their way up onto the stage amid some pushing and shoving. At least some of the members from both camps were captured, exchanging blows. Amidst the confrontation on the stage, television visuals showed Stonebwoy brandishing a gun from a pouch despite being restrained by his aides. From several accounts, pepper spray and other gases went up, causing some patrons to flee in a near stampede. Here, some eyewitnesses.
I think the fans misinterpreted everything. Shatta Wale went to stage for a brotherly love thing. You get it. You see, Shatta Wale likes to come into the story every single time. So he wanted to go to stage to create a scene that, now they gave the award to Stonebwoy, and then me, Shatta Wale, I'm going to the stage to congratulate him. And that brought the riot.
The main motive of Shatta going on stage was actually to go and congratulate him, but I think it was miscommunication.
I stood up. So me, for instance, I blame the security. Because he stood up, fight. I knew that he was going to fight.
He never went to No. He never goes to the go fight.
For nearly an hour, the VGMA was held up with security officials attempting to calm tensions.
Now, we'll have no choice but to have the police make you take your seats. I don't have a choice, I'm sorry. We've embarrassed ourselves enough.
The live show was off, and at this point, Stonebwoy had received another award and had an explanation of a previous incident. People of Ghana, you all saw what just happened. The other guy always looking to foment trouble. Did this explanation do him any good? Well, he doesn't seem to think so himself.
I mean, I'm really sorry for the incident that happened earlier on. And I only had to react out of natural instincts because we all know how premeditative some people can be. We've seen on social media the threats and everything, so we couldn't come in unprepared because anything that happened like you guys saw. I come in peace and I'll go in peace, and I apologize to the whole masses of Ghana.
Maybe Samini's freestyle calmed the few traumatized patrons left in the auditorium for the show to restart. But it will go on to an anticlimax. Some advertised performers would not mount the stage. Gospel Artist of the Year Dinah Hamilton, Stonebwoy himself, Shatta Wale and others. And the crowning of the Artist of the Year as well as Popular Song of the Year winner will be deferred until the press conference someday.
Those 2 awards we'll talk about later in a press conference. Considering what has happened here tonight, very shameful, very embarrassing. we have decided that of the 3 awards, we'll drop 2 tonight. I will present the ultimate.
At this time, social media was blazing, especially for traumatized patrons like Lydia Forson. But rapper Sarkodie would go on to win the Artist of the Decade gong.
For your brother be your brother. Forgetting I'm still the God. I'm not a human, I'm a God.
Some say an event to remember for all the wrong reasons, and others say one to forget if you are looking for a beautiful exhibition and celebration of great music. Police say one person has been arrested and further investigations are ongoing.